This video is looking at directed numbers. That's positive and negative numbers. Here is a number line. This position, the origin 0. To the right are the positive numbers, and to the left are the negative numbers. If you subtract, you move to the left. If you add, you move to the right on the number line. So for example, if you've got negative 4 and you subtract 3, then you're at negative 4 and you go down 3. So even like temperature, if the temperature was negative 4 degrees and it went down by 3, there you are, negative 4 goes down 3, moving off to the left, you'd be at temperature negative 7. So temperature is negative 4, down 3 for subtract 3. So in the number line you move to the left for subtraction there. Here's 3, subtract 5, that's like the temperature was 3, subtract 5, so you're at 3 and you go down by 5, subtracting. There's 3, you go down 5 places. You can see you end up at negative 2. If you add, you move to the right, that's going up the number line. So this is negative 7, add 3, that is you're at negative 7 and it goes up 3. That's like the temperature was negative 7 and it gets 3 degrees warmer, temperature goes up by 3. So there you are at negative 7, you jump up 3 places to the right, you're at negative 4. Or here, the temperature was negative 2 and it gets up by 5 degrees, that is it gets 5 degrees warmer. So here on number line at negative 2 and you jump up 5 places, there you are at 3. So you've got to watch with this that you don't say negative 2 plus 5 and think 2 plus 5 is 7 and you're at negative 7. So it's things like that you've got to watch. Think about temperature or something similar on the number line here, and simply subtracting is going down and addition is going up. The number line, subtraction is to the left, addition to the right. If it was temperature, subtracting 3 means getting 3 degrees colder, going down 3, whereas adding 3 here means getting 3 degrees warmer, going up 3. So that's adding, using the number line there. Looking at subtracting, if you took 3 minus 5, there's 3, subtract 5, you're down at negative 2. That's the same as negative 5 add 3. If you had negative 5 and you added 3, that's just reordering that. Negative 5 up 3 is the same thing, taking you to negative 2. Negative 5 add 3 is the same as 3 add negative 5. If you add two numbers like 4 plus 6, it's the same as 6 plus 4. So negative 5 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus negative 5. It's the same result. Well, 3 plus negative 5 then must be the same as 3 minus 5, because these are all the same. So adding negative 5 is the same as subtract 5. So subtraction can be thought of as adding a negative. There's the rule. In red there you see you're adding a negative. It's the same as subtract. So these two bits in red are the same as that bit over here in red. Adding a negative is the same as subtract. And sometimes that makes calculations easier. So here's negative 2, add 5. That's negative 2 and you go up 5. So you don't need a number line. Like a temperature, negative 2 you go up 5 degrees. So that's you at 3. Here's negative 6, you go up 2. So it gets 2 degrees warmer. So that's you at negative 4. And this one, 7 add negative 3, think of that as being 7 subtract 3. Adding a negative is the same as subtraction. So that's the same as 7 subtract 3. So it's simply 4. Here, negative 5 add negative 1. So the bits in red there, adding a negative, that's the same as subtract. It's like negative 5 and subtract 1. That is negative 5 and go down 1. Negative 6. So addition of a negative is the same as subtracting. This is 2 minus 8, that's 2 and go down 8. So you're at negative 6. And this is negative 3, go down 4. So if you think of temperature, it's usually quite handy to get the answers quickly. So that's adding, subtracting. Adding a negative is the same as subtract. Click the link in the description and there's a worksheet. This is part of a worksheet where you can practice these. I'll have the answers with them. So the worksheet will be there and the answers if you click the link in the description. Now we're going to get a result for subtracting a negative. So there's a wee sequence here. We're taking the number 4 every time and we're subtracting off 1 less each time, taking off 3, then taking off 2, then taking off 1, then taking off 0, taking off -1, taking off 1 less each time. So if I take 4 and subtract off 3, I get 1. Now if I subtract off 1 less than 3, I should get a bigger answer. So indeed I get 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. If I take away 1 less this time, the answer should be 1 bigger again, 3. I take away 1 less, so the answer will be 1 bigger, 4. I'm now taking away 1 less, so the answer should be 1 bigger, 5, and we've got the result 4 subtract -1 is just like 4 plus 1, 5. I take away 1 less, the answer should become 1 higher, 6. That's like 4 plus 2. And same here, take away 1 less, the answer becomes 1 more than before. So as I'm taking off 1 less each time, my answer becomes 1 bigger each time, and we get that 4 minus -1 is like 4 plus 1, 4 minus -2 is like 4 plus 2, and 4 minus -3 is just like 4 plus 3. In short, subtracting a negative is just like add. So these two bits in red, subtract a negative, it's add. And that gives us that rule. Subtract a negative is just like add. So whenever you see subtraction of a negative, just change the signs from being subtracting a negative to being add, and life becomes easier. So there's the two particular results. Adding a negative is subtraction. Subtracting a negative is addition. So this is like 7 minus 3, and this is like -5 subtract 1. That's addition of a negative is subtraction. Here, subtracting a negative, that's the same as add, that's the same as 6 plus 2, that's the same as -3 plus 5, that's the same as -1 plus 8. So subtracting a negative is add. This is -3 up 5, -1 up 8, and so on. So that's a second result. Subtract a negative is addition. Again, click the link in the description, and on the same PDF will be an exercise practicing subtraction of negatives, various degrees of difficulty. Also include adding negatives as well, but it's mainly lots of subtracting a negative. So usually a wee line of working there where you change the signs from subtracting negative to being addition. In other words, if you make these changes, you're less likely to make mistakes. If you try and do them in one go, you're more likely to make mistakes. So that's adding and subtracting. The next video will be on multiplying and dividing. With the link in the description, there's the exercises on adding and subtracting, and they'll have the answers with them. Next video is on multiplying and dividing. It'll be the same PDF, the exercises, and also using the same link, there will be a set of notes covering all the number work. So it's previously covered decimals and rounding and things like that, right up to fractions, percentages, and the last thing on the notes is directed numbers, adding and subtracting here, and later in the next video multiplying and dividing. Hope you found the video useful. Thank you.